Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's coffee time, and I just finished mine. I'm thinking about the PSP today and why it kind of failed. It imploded, right? Didn't it? It had like a blow up moment, and then it just kind of didn't go anywhere. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it, my thoughts, and also why I think it failed. So, if you had one of these, give me your thoughts down below. Or am I the only one out there who actually enjoyed this damn thing? I mean, for what it was, it felt very good to play. I still, to this day, I like the buttons a lot. And I think maybe even more than the Switch. Like the basic buttons, the D-pad feels great to use. I actually played mostly on D-pad here, which on the Switch, the D-pad sucks. IMO. However, has its issues as well. The joysticks, for someone who has long fingers like I do, joysticks never landed for me, right? They're very small, they're finicky, they're out of place for me. Doesn't work out. The stuff on the back, so if you can't see this, it has like a touchpad on the back where you're supposed to use it as buttons a lot of the time. A lot of the times you could do like R2 and L2 and it never felt good because you have to hold the console steadily, I guess, in place and then hit it with the other fingers. It just never feels great. But I think there are two big things that caused it to not do well or not continue in the market, and we'll talk about those. But just before we get there, if you don't know the PSP, up here is where you put in the games. You could buy digital as well, of course, but the games are these little cartridges, and they go up here. That was kind of cool, kind of neat. Feels a little bit on the cheap side because it's literally just a plastic flap that closes there. Here's where the bad stuff goes. You have a proprietary charger, so if your charger goes, you need to buy an expensive new one. Guess what else is proprietary? Proprietary! I'm getting angry here. I mean, even my cat is reacting to this. Basil, this is unacceptable. I know, yeah, it's incredible. The glorified SD card that goes in here, this is a 16 gigabyte memory card, and it's proprietary. Expensive as fuck, right? Why not, Sony? Give me some expandability, and let's use some of the universal technology that's available so that people can expand, upgrade, and maintain their systems without paying extra bucks. I don't know if you can hear my cat. He's going off the hook. Basil, you okay, buddy? Yeah. It's so good. Listen, I digress. What were the 2 points I was gonna raise why I think the console didn't do well? Number one, not enough games were made for this console, with the console in mind. I remember Tearaway, very cool game where you could kind of manipulate the surroundings. They were all like paper surroundings. You could kind of play with them in that way. Was a concept game made for this. By the way, very dramatic lighting we got going today with the light and the shadows. I dig it. But aside from that, this was a machine that was great to play. Remasters of older games, indie games that were ported to it as well. And I loved it in that capacity, but it never really went beyond that. It never really had enough original games, IMO, to make it really compelling, really interesting. Number two, this had the potential to be a mini Switch. Let me explain. Some games had cross-save capability, which meant if you have the game on PS4 and you have the game here, you could, when you get home, you play your game on PS4. At night, you upload your save to here, and then when you go to work, for example, you're playing the same game, you're carrying on your game on this, on the go. And like I said, this feels great to play. It's actually very portable, very nice. So that was amazing. I remember when Final Fantasy X Remaster came out. One of my favorite JRPGs, right? I stopped everything and I started playing it again. And being able to play this on the way to work was amazing. Yeah. I did all the end game stuff on it and had a blast. The problem is that it didn't have cross-buy. So I had to buy the friggin' game on the PS4 full price and on the Vita. Okay? It's very pricey, guys. Really, in my mind, if every game that was compatible on the Vita, let's say, if you got access to it when buying on the PS4, let's say you get the two versions when you buy one, CrossBuy, which some games had but very few, that would be amazing. That would lead to this ecosystem, PS Vita plus PS4, would be almost like a Switch, would have the duality of a Switch. When you get home, you play on the big screen on the PS4, you carry over your saves to the Vita, boom, you're on the go. Amazing, right? I think it had the opportunity to kind of revolutionize things in that way, because it felt revolutionary at the time to be able to continue playing my game on the go in this thing. So I wish they had made that feature, both of those features, cross-save and cross-buy. I think those play into each other very importantly, because if you have cross-buy without cross-save, it doesn't make sense. You don't have your save here, so you need a new game. What? Maybe you have cross-save, but you don't have cross-buy. Then you have to pay twice the price to be able to play the game in both systems. Also doesn't make sense. They needed to streamline those features for me to make it really compelling. And who knows, I might still be playing this thing if that was the case, because I really do like the hardware. This is the original PS Vita with an OLED screen. It's not the biggest screen, not the biggest res, but it looks great. It still looks great. And I would love to have some excuse to play this, but I don't. And it's sad. It's gone. It's a little gem of the past. But let me know if I'm the only madman out there who actually enjoyed this. And if you have any thoughts, maybe you still have one of these lying around as well. And as always, get some shit done, you fucks. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.